Hello everyone, I'm Captain the Warlord, and welcome back to another Rome 2 Online Siege battle. And today we have another 3v3 siege, but this is going to be a map that we have seen before, but a different variant. Last time we were at the map like this, it was at Cath, where the victory point is over here. Only difference about this map is victory point is in the Citadel, so the defenders will have this nice last stand where they can position archers up on this inner Citadel walls and have support of this arrow tower and these nice fireballs right here, which every player needs to experience the fireballs of justice in order to become a true Rome 2 player. Very, very memey type of thing right there. But yeah, this is a really good battle. I think you guys will like this one. I did play in this one, and I can tell you guys that it was very good. And it is 45 minutes long, but it's very much just action the whole time. There's not really like much stop in the fighting. It's just constant grinding. So yeah, I think you guys will like this. And yeah, we'll just get into the army comps here. First we have Seleucus being brought by Charmander. He has with him 5 units of thorax swords, 6 units of thorax swords, sorry, 3 units of Thurio spears, 3 units of silver shield swordsmen, 2 units of royal peltis. I almost said 3 again. 2 units of thorax pikemen, and 4 units of Syrian heavy archers. Moving over to Carthage, we have 3 units of these Syrian mercenary Korean archers. Almost called them Syrians there. A unit of Libyan peltist, a noble cavalry general, 3 units of these sacred band, 2 units of noble fighters, 3 Italian swordsmen, 5 units of these Libyan infantry, and 2 units of African pikemen. Going over to my side, I am bringing Bowie, and I do have 11 units of sword followers, or 10, I can't really remember. It's a lot. It's a lot of sword followers. A unit of axe warriors, and 4 units of Oathsworn, 4 units of Celtic warriors, and a noble horse general. If you don't know already, this is fought on Ultra Funds, which is a bit of a change up from what we normally do on this channel, but yeah, Ultra Funds are very fun as well. It just allows for a lot more higher tier units, so it can make for a really interesting battle as well. Going over to the defenders, we cannot see their army comps because this is from the perspective of the attackers, so we'll just have to kind of get into that as the battle goes on. But we'll just get into the factions and who's commanding them. We have Galatia being brought by JMH3773, Epirus being brought by Eric, and Arverni being brought by Baleman. So yeah, let's just get into the battle here. I think you guys, like I said, I think you guys will like this one a lot. It was very good. And I just had a blast playing it, so I hope you guys have the same amount of fun watching this battle, as it is very fun. I don't know how many times you can say fun in just a short time. Yeah, we do have a cav sally out here from Epirus. From what we can see, 2 units of Thessalian cav. Arverni is also sallying out with 2 units of heavy horse. So that's, I mean, we don't have a whole lot of cav over here at the moment. We have a unit of noble cavalry from Carthage, and my noble horse is making its way over here as well. But he's protecting us pretty well. If anything, the Epirus and Arverni player would have went after the Syrian heavy archers, but he Seleucus saw this, and he's going to move his archers away and protect his guys with silver shield swordsmen and thorax pikemen. So kind of a menacing little defense there. Not something you'd want to charge if you're a Thessalian lancer, but I guess that proves my point wrong. These Thessalian lancers just dove into this. They won't get a whole lot out of this. They're going to kill a couple of these silver shield swordsmen, but they're going to start dropping very quickly. I would not say it's kind of a worthwhile charge. He should probably just set this cav onto the side for now. No real point. And he just took a nasty jab volley here. Over here, he's just charging into the battering ram tortoises. Well, technically they are battering rams because they batter down the walls. But he's just charging into the tortoises, causing as much chaos and damage as he can, using his wall already very effectively. That's good to see. See if you can get a good hit here. Come on, right now you can rip through the unit. Oh, barely missing. He got a couple of them, but it could have been a lot worse. Seleucus is kind of getting away there with a little bit of a freebie. The cav's closing in on this Thessalian cav, and it looks like this cav is going to perish. And over here, more Thessalian cavs cycle charging into these guys. but just getting ripped apart by, what's this, Royal Peltus, which javelins have bonus versus large, and they're going to be able to rip through a Thessalian cav unit. And I think Arverni's doing a smart thing. He's going to disengage with his cavalry. He doesn't see any real opportunities, so he's going to wait a bit to charge in. There's no point in going in now because he's aware and he has a defensive formation set up here. There's no chance you're getting a cav charge into that. It's mostly cleaned up for the most part, so we're going to continue assault forward. We're not going to rush anything right now. We're just going to kind of slowly push up and get ready for a big push, because we kind of all wanted to push out once, but we knew Carthage was going to have a little bit of struggle when we saw this. This is effectively a kill box. There's not much Carthage can do about it. All he really needs to do as Arverni is position a unit here, a couple units here, and then a unit here, and he can position archers right here, and right here, and he'll just melt through Carthage's troops. There's really nothing Carthage could do about that, and so we have to work around this formation right here. This is, yeah, like I said, it's kill box, and we do not want to charge into that whatsoever. More artillery going off. Oh, he looks like he got a really good hit into some. I thought I saw some silver shield swords, but it is just thorax swords. Down to 121 and 160. And trying to get into these Sturdio spears over here. Honestly, I would go after these thorax swords. I don't know if they're quite in range, but they might not be in range. But if you can, definitely would be ripping through these guys right now. How many kills is this ballista at? No, only 43. I expected to be getting a little bit more kills. Instantly, we have some archer volleys coming into these thorax swordsmen here. What do we have here? Just 2 regular units of archers. I think they should save their ammo. Going into the shielded flank of thorax swords, they did kind of get a little bit of a flanking shot there, but they are facing the right way now. Yeah, like I said, getting a shielded flank shot into these guys won't really do a whole lot. He needs to wait for a better opportunity. With 2 whole volleys there, he got 2 kills. So it just kind of shows that it's not that effective. Just more pushing up tortoises on this side. Yeah, not really a whole much going on. This siege tower just glitching out a little bit. It has stationary orders, but it's just kind of doing a little dance over here. That's no problem whatsoever. Even siege towers have to have a little fun. But yeah, this is kind of I think this is a little bit of a mistake by Epirus. I understand what he's trying to do here, but giving an attacker ground like this, it's not good, because I understand giving the attackers ground, but if you give them too much ground, then they'll be able to push in a lot of support, and if you break their main front line, they'll just be able to support it very quickly. So I feel like he should have at least tried to hold like right here and right here, where he would have been able to choke point them off a lot more narrow, and he wouldn't have nearly as much support there. Here we have Arverni charging his guys into our noble cavalry and noble horse. This is not going to be good for this heavy horse right here. It will get absolutely wrecked by these 2 units. Yeah, that's not at all an effective trade there. And we're just chasing down his noble horse at this point. So yeah, I think he just thought that his noble horse and wedge formation would be able to take us on, but it's not exactly what was what happened for him. Here, he's kind of created a kill box as well, but not as bad. He's given me enough room so I can kind of push in men. I know I'm going to be taking a lot of casualties initially, but once I start getting a what's the word I'm looking for? A foothold. Yeah, there we go. Once I start getting a foothold in here, then like the casualties will get better and better. Axe warriors soaking up some jabbies here, getting a charge into these Glacial Legionaries. Won't do a lot, might get a kill or 2, but I think for the most part this unit's just kind of been wasted. Pushed up the battering ram, but that was it. But this is the main unit that we have coming in here. Sword followers, being able to get a charge bonus off into these Glacial Legionaries and a jabby volley as well. I'm actually not sure who would win in a fight. Sword followers versus Glacial Legionaries. Okay. Sword followers have more morale going for them, but that's it. Glacial Legionaries are slightly better than them in most sense. This was really bad. My 1 unit of sword followers was getting just ripped to pieces, so I had to fall it back. But yeah, it's in a really bad situation right now. Like I said though, and in the initial stages of an attack, you're going to be taking a lot of casualties, and you kind of just have to deal with it. There's not really a whole lot you can do. We did clean up the cavalry over here. For the most part, it's yep, the final unit routed off completely. So there's not really a whole lot more to go over here. We just have sluices pushing in. He's not gonna be overly aggressive because there's no need to be. As long as he just slowly starts grinding away at Epirus on Arverni, because if he breaks through over here, he's gonna have the most resistance. Not even breaks through, because they're not gonna let a breakthrough happen over here. They're gonna want to protect this area the most because it is the closest to the victory point. So he's not gonna push it too hard because he knows that he'll just be ultimately destroyed because you know, like I said, they're gonna have the most resistance over here. Down here, you would imagine we'd have the least resistance. But yeah, it's still going to be really good resistance because Galicia is a very good faction. Two really good factions going at it. Boii and Galicia both being two powerhouses. Only disadvantages is that they don't have tortoises, which doesn't really matter in this fight because our allies brought us tortoises. And Celtic bowmen only have 125 range. So that's kind of the bad thing about them. I am moving up some Oathsworn in here. It might be a little premature, but that's really all I have left out here. I've committed on all other flanks here. And yeah, just throwing some jabbies on this flank, just wrecking through these Galician legionaries. No point in engaging them head on if I still have jabbies to throw on. So yeah, pretty good assault here coming in. He is getting some really good flanking shot into my Oathsworn. That's just something I'm going to have to take it. This is going to be a nasty volley. Oh, didn't take down a whole lot, but still, being down 9 Oathsworn without them actually getting into combat is not good. Oathsworn are a very, very good unit. Here we have some just engagements going on. Sam Knights are probably going to be overwhelmed in this place here. I mean, it is Italian swords and mixed in with thorax swords, but they'll still probably lose this. They don't have the numbers to win that, but they do have the support, so it's not completely over. Over here, he's not pushing this flank quite yet. He is moving up some Thurio spears, probably to get some jabby volleys down into here. But some Royal Peltas moved up on the wall to contest this up here. So that's not going to be a good fight for the thorax swords. Thurio spears. My bad. He is firing some archers into here. I think these archers are probably almost out of ammo at this point. 63 kills, and they've been firing for what seems like the whole beginning of this battle. So I don't think that they'll be firing for a whole lot longer, as they will run out fairly soon. What's this? Is this Cretans? No, it's just more archers. They're getting some shots into the flank of these thorax swords and Italian swords. I can't kind of see because there's all these trees here. Yeah, he is breaking these Italian swords, but they're Italian swordsmen, not really worth the ammo. What's this? Yeah, Syrian archers getting some really good shots into these Gallic hunters. Definitely going to want to pull them back there. Surprised they didn't lose numbers quicker because Gallic hunters are very weak to skirmish fire, but they already are down to 80. So good move there, pushing back the defending skirmishers. We are kind of breaking through against Galicia over here. Some Galician swords just broke there, and I'm committing some Oathsworn against Galician legionaries. I'm guaranteed to win that fight. Even with the support of archers, I don't think he quite has the angle to really diminish my Oathsworn. And I think the unit stats are so slightly different between Galician legionaries and sword followers that it's going to be an even fight. It's not like a huge difference. So yeah, it's going to be pretty even. Over here, we're committed at this gatehouse, keeping it neutral and trying to get some good flanking shots into here with some Celtic bowmen. But these legionaries are just so heavily armored and not really budging there, not really taking a whole lot of casualties. And this whole battle, he was finding ways to get some really nice rear shots into my guys, and he just saw there, absolutely devastating the sword followers. Definitely not getting the kills he won out of them. Yeah, massive amounts of breaking. So I'm gonna have to commit this Oathsworn. And if you look, I'm actually fairly depleted at this point. I don't have a whole lot of men left, so I'm gonna have to kind of do a make or break push at some point. Carthage still hasn't committed here because he just doesn't have to. it's just there's no point. He's tying up all of Arverni's forces, and he knows if he pushes in there, Arverni will just win, and we're already gaining footholds over here. So why just suicide your army to here when you can just send troops into other flanks where you know that you have a foothold? I guess that's kind of what's the word I'm going through? I can't think of it right now. Oh geez, it's really bothering me. That's just kind of the goal, I guess. I guess goal is kind of the word I was looking for, not really. So Oathsworn engaging here against Galatian Legionaries. Legionaries probably will lose that, but if these guys are supporting fire, doesn't look like they're firing right now. But Galatia was doing a fantastic job preserving his shots to get really good flanking or rear shots into my guys. So big shout out to him for just being really annoying this battle. And you can see some shots coming here, getting into the backs of these Libyans. Nope, going into my Oathsworn, of course. I do apologize, it is a little bit laggy. Like I said, I don't know why it does that. There's some lag spikes here and there. It's just part of it. I think it's something to do with my recording software or something, because I'm not really sure. Whenever I play the game, it's perfectly fine. If I watch a replay that's not being recorded, it's perfectly fine. But whenever I record, I think something just goes wrong. I'll have to fix that eventually. Here, they are starting to break through the defenses. This defense was never going to hold. He's getting some great shots into the back of these Silver-Shielded Swordsmen, but once they clean up these units of Chosen Swords, they'll be able to turn around and face these guys, so they won't get some, good rear shots. Sorry. He does have a unit of Cretans, but I think he brought 3 units of regular archers. I didn't see it. I don't know if this is only the second unit, but no, I think it's only the second unit. 238 kills. Okay. Yeah, he did really good there. It might have been a lot against like Italian swords, but still 238 kills is 238 kills. Not bad at all. Over here, a unit of sword followers is being killed. I probably shouldn't have even done this. That was kind of a mistake on my part, but it's what it is. It is what it is. As I was just trying to say. It is really late for me. I do apologize if I'm just my English is just not very on point. I'll leave it to the excuse that it's very late. We did kind of wrap around here. There is a gap, and we pushed up some sword followers, and he just charges archers in, meaning that they're out of ammo. And I still have full ammo basically with my archers, so this is going to be a pretty big part for us, because if Galatia can't contest with our range, then I mean we're in a really good position. But I think this unit still does have full ammo, so I mean there is that. And he did have a unit of Celtic Slingers over here. They probably still have a solid amount of ammo as well. We are just doing a full-on push of this gatehouse, getting some good rear shots into his Galatian Legionaries, pushing at the gate itself, because this is I always bring a battering ram just for this. You kind of leave it alone, acting like you forgot about it, then you push in a little bit later once the defenses are starting to crumble. It really makes your opponents kind of freak out a little bit. Some shots going into the backs of his Chosen Swords, so yeah. We're going to probably start breaking through against Galatia here pretty soon. Over on Sluice's front, he's just doing fantastic. He does have some, the defenders do have some real pelters, getting some great shots up here. Oh dang, they have 122 kills. I think that was against the 30 of the spears that went up on the walls. But yeah, he's just holding over here, and then he's pushing over here. He already captured this arrow tower, so they have an even better foothold. And now Carthage, right when the defenses are starting to crumble over here, Carthage commits to it. It's absolutely perfect timing there. Carthage is doing a really good job being a support player. He has troops committed over here, troops committed in here, troops committed over here. So yeah, he was the support player on the attack. Yeah, he did just phenomenal with that. He had really good micro, something I do not have for sure. Something I gotta work on a lot. But yeah, Galatia's defenses are starting to crumble a little bit, but he still has a fair amount of men left. You can see here some naked swords, Galatian legionaries, Syrian archers, Celtic slingers, a lot of Galatia. Yeah, so Galatia just brought basically a bunch of Galatian legionaries, a couple naked swords, and like a Galatian sword for his infantry, then Assyrian archers and Celtic slinger for his skirmishing force, which is obviously worked out very well for him. My army is very depleted at this point. But Seleucid and Carthage, they're just doing so good over here, committing against Epirus and Arverni, which Arverni is being a little bit reluctant to engage. He doesn't seem to want to fight us because I don't know. We haven't seen a whole lot of his forces so far. We see a chosen swordsman over here. We saw a couple of chosen swords at this gate, but I guess he just kind of had to fall back here. He was holding here, and when we just kind of didn't commit here, he just kind of fell back, which you can't really blame him. He didn't really have anything else to do. So yeah, I'm able to get my archers into the settlement now because for the most part the defending range has fallen back or being killed, so that's good, and it's just allowing us to do the same thing the defenders are doing to us. We're just getting some really good rear shots into these Galatian legionaries, and yeah, that's kind of like the kill box they had set up in the beginning, so a little bit of a taste of their own medicine, so to speak. Some Oathsworn here committing against Libyan infantry and Silver Shield Swordsman. How many kills do you guys have? Because they have a sharp one. Only 98. Okay, I thought they would have had more. But this Oathsworn, okay, why would he do that? Okay, so he committed headhunt, then fell back. I would have kept that unit in there because they would have just racked up a ton of kills against Libyan infantry. That's for sure. So I think committing headhunt, then just falling back kind of defeats the purpose of even using headhunt in the first place. But whatever. I guess everybody has their own strategies in this game. This is kind of concerning. They're pushing our flank here very, very hard, and I don't know if we're going to be able to beat these guys, and I have no reserve infantry to send there at this point until we destroy these Galatian legionaries here. I'll free up 2 units of Oathsworn. But yeah, you can see Galatia doesn't have any more infantry to send here, so that means that this is open and I can get a rear charge into the backs of these guys here, and that's exactly what I'm going to try to do once we start breaking through these archers. Let's just check out what's going on here. Is there pikes engaged into here? No, it's just a bunch of thorax swords, and this isn't something Epirus can stop because he only has hoplites, and the hoplites they won't get a lot of kills. They'll just delay this inevitable just killing blob that Seleucid has set up here. Royal Peltist, maybe Silver Shield swords mixed in there, yeah. Regular thorax swords. Honestly, if where are they? Yeah, if Seleucid really wanted to, he can just push up a unit of thorax pikemen and mix them in with like a couple units of thorax swords. This flank would just be secure, and he can just focus on pushing over here and over here. And this is really important that the defenders hold out in this area. If this area falls, then that means anything over here can't fall back. Not that there's a whole lot left anyway, but like I said, if this area falls, it kind of means that defenders just have to fall back. It's going to cut off this area from retreating if the attackers are quick enough. So yeah, I guess that's why Arverni's just committing so much to this area right here. He does not want to lose this, and I can't blame him. But for the most part over here, Galatia has been kind of cleaned up. Committing a little bit more Oathsworn to this. This will be enough to clean up these Galatian legionaries. But honestly, Galatia doesn't have a whole lot left. He has some cav running around over here. Some legionary units which are about to be rear charged by some noble horse. And he does have a unit of noble horse right here. This was kind of scary. I was thinking if he really wanted to, he could just charge this unit and then push through into my archers, which I had nothing protecting them. Only a unit of mercenary noble fighters. But he did just kind of charge in. Then he does his disengage. So yeah, I was kind of relieved there, because if he did that, I think I would have been screwed. Definitely would have been screwed, actually. But yeah, oh, okay, I'm glad I didn't miss this. Epirus decided to sally out with a unit of Indian war elephants, which I think is a little bit questionable, because this would have been a lot better, say, like right here or something. But I mean, there's a lot of archer support, but there's a lot of archers out here as well. I think that just kind of sending these guys out into the open field just, I don't know, it's just not a very good use of them because they don't have any targets out here. You could kind of charge into the back here, but he's just got pikes, and he can just form pike phalanx with these guys, so there's not really any good opportunities by bringing your elephants out here. And he is going to try to fall back into the settlement, which he should definitely do, because like I said, there's just no opportunity, and if there's no opportunity, why even risk it? Yeah, Glacia has broke here and here simultaneously. I think at this point he has this unit right here. I think it does come back because it's not completely ratted off, in a unit of noble horse. But yeah, that's really all that's left on this flank, and now we can start pushing against Arverni pretty hard. And Epirus is having to hold back both Carthage and Seleucid, so it's going to be really hard for him to do that. Two really good factions, and he just doesn't have the killing power to do it. He's got Royal Peltus, which, yes, they're really good, but so does Seleucids, and Seleucids also have pikes. So, get some good cinematics here. Some really cool looking units, though. Rome 2 does look like a really cool game. Do enjoy with the units, armor and stuff. Like, just like, look at these guys. I think Etruscan units, like the Samnite warriors, I don't think those are Etruscan, but yeah, I think like the Etruscan hoplites and the Samnite warriors, those guys look really cool. Really, any Italian units, but the Carthaginians look really cool as well. Noble fighters here. But yeah, just continuously pushing and putting pressure against Arverni. But I mean, I don't know. Arverni just doesn't seem to have a whole lot of answers to this, because we're just gonna start moving up our archers, and we're gonna out skirmish him, and we're gonna be able to outflank him eventually. We are a little bit concerned about this noble horse right here, so we're not gonna be pushing around here yet. But yeah, we're just gonna be able to just basically out micro Arverni, because he's having to hold here, and he might have some units over here, which actually does not seem that he does. But yeah, I think he's just gonna resort to falling back. Well, that's what he's doing with his archers, at least. Yeah, I think he's down to these 3 hunters, because in the beginning we did see a unit of hunters getting killed by Syrians. I did miss it, but they cleaned up the elephants. They ran them amok, then basically just got them to charge into pikemen, and some not Thuria spears, Royal Peltus threw some jabbies in there. So really good job there in cleaning these guys up. I think that just throwing away these elephants like that was just a big mistake. He should have waited. He definitely should have used them in the inner city, where he would have just been able to, I don't know, catch the enemy a little bit more off guard. I mean, it was surprising to see that unit come out here, but it wasn't, I don't know, we had plenty of time to react to it, so a little bit of a questionable decision. Arverni kind of just seems to be falling back a bit. He's got 4 units of Oathsworn and a unit of Chosen Swordsmen going to this area. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but all they have left protecting this flank from collapsing is a unit of pikemen, which is just being focused down by all these Celtic bowmen, and a unit of 56 Chosen Swordsmen, which is not enough to hold back Oathsworn and a noble horse and some thorax swordsmen. It's just not enough to hold all this back. And yeah, and you're starting to put the pressure on up here as well. Yeah, so this is just the stages where the defenses start crumbling, and the defenders know it. You can see they're starting to retreat back. See some Royal Peltus falling back, some Italian swords as well. Gotta bring the Italian swords to the last stand. Absolutely crucial unit. Sarcasm intended. Italian swords, and definitely not the highest of quality units. Yeah, but once this unit starts breaking, it's just gonna be a floodgate. We'll be able to surround these guys here. Not that it's a whole lot of men, but hopefully we'll be able to kind of cut off Epirus from retreating back. That would be the big prize if we could do that. So yeah, here we go. Noble Horse General has done work for me so far. Already up to 249 kills with 50 men left. Have a lot of killing power left of him. He's gonna get a really good charge here into these out of ammo archers. Oh no, that's where the other unit of hunters went. It wasn't killed off completely. He's gonna start pushing up here with his pikemen as well. So yeah, definitely the defenses are crumbling, and they're gonna be forced to fall back to this one single choke point. And it doesn't really matter what the balance of power says. This choke point right here, it means everything to the defenders. If they can just hold this and they can just basically kill off all of our ranged and pikemen, then there's nothing we can do about this. So if they can do this properly, this single choke point here could make us lose the battle. If he gets back this another unit of pikemen, we could have some issues. But this is a big opportunity to kill this pikes right here. I'm kind of fainting with my general because he knows that if he gets rear charged, then this unit of pikemen's done. So he has to turn him around, and it's buying me time for my Oathsworn to move up. And yeah, and this time he does not form pike phalanx in time, and we're just gonna be able to get a really good charge into them here, and their numbers will start dropping very quickly. They are pikemen, but they're not. They're just as vulnerable to cab charges when their pikes aren't down as any unit in the game. And yeah, we're just going to continue putting the pressure on. We do not want their units to fall back, because every last individual unit to get back into this inner citadel, it's just going to be a lot more pain for us to deal with, and a lot more death. Because like this tower right here is able to do a ton of damage, and if they just have a couple of infantry units holding out here, they'll be able to rack up a ton of kills on us. Yeah, so we're just getting everything into this area and moving up some pikes as well, because this is not properly supported with archers. Not that it really has the opportunity to do that, but if we just get some pikes into this combat and keep these Oathsworn in here, it's going to basically just kill off these units of Royal Peltists and Chosen Swordsmen and Italian swords. So yeah. Some good really good teamwork here. Carthage was doing a fantastic job playing support. He was all over the battle, and yeah, he's actually a newer player too. He only has a couple 100 hours into multiplayer, and for this like high level of like game skill that he's playing, I thought that was just absolutely crazy that he only has 100 hours in, and he's doing this well with his micro and stuff. Like that's just crazy. So big shout out to Carthage. Really good job. Well done to Seleucus as well. He just single-handedly broke. Well, not single-handed. He's with support of Carthage. He just absolutely smashed through the defenses here, and he still has basically all of his army. He's got a lot of his archers, his elite infantry, and his pikes are barely even touched, which is going to be so crucial for us come late game. I think he's just doing some scouting over here, some out of ammo archers. No, they still do have some ammo. Let's see how much they have exactly. So I would say roughly a third, maybe less, if they have 145 kills each. But I don't really know what he's trying to do over here. Maybe trying to get a good shot into the backs of these Cretans. Because if he sets up his Cretans right here, he might be able to get a good flanking shot into these Cretan archers, which are starting to put down the fire into these pikemen over here. Yeah, and we're just able to clean up this defense here. And yeah, there's not really a whole lot they could have done about it. And we're just going to continue to push, because the more ground that they give up, the better for the future of this battle is going to become. Because, like I said, we are scared of this place right here, and they gave it up kind of. They're really giving up a whole lot of kills by just giving up this whole kind of high ground. Because if they can just kind of keep a unit here and a unit here, the towers will do so much work, and the archers will be able to rip through us. So by giving that up, it's kind of a mistake. The Galatia general did get a charge in over here. He cleaned up the Carthage gen, but we're just closing in on him at this point. And I think Galatia left because he doesn't have anything left to fight us with. So yeah, he left the game at this point. So it's just really up to Arverni and Epirus to win this. And so we'll see if they can. They still have like a great chance of doing it. Oathsworn, they're not to be underrated. And I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but this area right here, it has really bad pathfinding, and it's it's gonna affect us pretty significantly here in a little bit once we start getting the push going. It's It's such bad pathfinding in Rome too, but sometimes you just gotta suck it up because it is what it is. I think this is gonna be a little bit of a skirmishing phase, so I'll make a cut for a little bit. We're just gonna kind of try to whittle down the enemy, and yeah, I'll cut back to when the battle starts to pick up again. Alright, see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, welcome back. It was just like 5 minutes of skirmishing. This was just a little bit of a charge from archers and a little bit of silver shield swords. Basically, it was just whittling down these pikemen and the Epirus general, and I think Epirus's archers are out of ammo. They just whittled down at some of our pikes and stuff. But for the most part, it was just a little bit of skirmishing, and it was kind of uninteresting. But now that we have the combat going on again, we'll get some close-ups here of the pikes. This basically their days are feud here. They have 37 guys left, and they're not in any sort of formation to win this. So, yeah, their last unit of pikes will start to rout here, and they are gone. But yeah, we are starting to run a little bit low on men, but we still have a pretty good amount of reserves. A lot of it is archers, keep in mind, so that is a little bit of a worry for us. We do have a lot of infantry, but our lifeline is going to be these pikemen. We have 2 units of thorax pikemen over here, a unit of African pikemen, and a unit that routed and came back of African pikemen over here as well. So yeah, we definitely hold the pike edge, but that could mean nothing in a formation like this. This is just so defendable, and you can just form like a little bit of a V and let them come in, and just let your Oathsworn just throw javies. It'd be javy heaven. Turn the pikemen into porcupines, basically. Yeah, so not good, and we are genuinely questioning. Yes, the balance of power is that close, not that close for us, but Oathsworn, they're really good, right? And yeah, we were right. These Oathsworn, they give us a run for our money, and this right here is unpassable. The only ways to get into this final citadel is through right here, this little path here being protected by the Oathsworn, and right here. That's it. You can't go through the middle. I don't know why. It's just some weird pathfinding bug, but there's no other way to get in. And so we're going to basically just have to commit these Oathsworn head on, and Oathsworn will be able to rip into units like exhausted silver shield swordsmen, depleted mercenary noble fighters, very tired and depleted royal peltas. So our problems were starting to become pretty big here. We were truly questioning if we were going to be able to do this, but we did have the tools to do it, so we weren't going to give up. And we have a pretty good push here going. And so far we were just like we were having so much fun. This was just such a fun battle. Like, just like look at this gatehouse here, just pure carnage over here too. Look at this an epic outer walls assault. Definitely a lot of fun. But yeah, these Oathsworn are going to be very, very challenging to beat back. You see the general here just throwing some javies into the flank here, getting into some sacred bam. Doesn't look like they're firing too much. Oh, there we go. That sacred band is it's not a very aggressive unit, but it'll be able to hold back these Oathsworn for a good bit of time. I think he needs to push up a unit like pikes, and he is starting to do that. We are just trying to whittle down these Oathsworn, because every last unit we can kill, the quicker we can break through and just finally end this. Because at this point, it is looking pretty good, like that we will secure the victory, because we just have a massive amount of pikes left. That's really what Archer contains, of pikes and archers. And archers and melee are kind of trash, so, well, kind of, they are trash. His general is charging into this right here, and we wanted to just get some charges into this Oathsworn so badly, but of course the pathfinding wouldn't let us. And he has 2 more units of Gallic hunters, which we did not see previously, and this was a little bit concerning, because you can see these Gallic hunters are racking up some really nice kills. Yeah, 5 kills in that volley or something like that. Let's just watch another volley come in here. 6, 7, yeah, just climbing in kills. And you can see we're starting to rout a lot. and there's just not much we can really do about it. Oh, sorry. There's not really a whole lot we can do about routing. I mean, it is what it is. Our archers are basically out of ammo, so we can't compete with these Gallic hunters. And so we're basically just in a situation where it's just like, okay, we just have to push. That's really all we have left going for us. Last stand of the Oathsworn is definitely a good last stand. Look at all this infantry here. All those pikes look so dirty. Hate pikemen. I hate even using them. It's just so stupid. Oh, they're just so cheesy, and I just hate using them. I don't mind going against them, but using pikemen, it just feels dirty. Because they can get like 100 kills, like hundreds of kills with only losing like one guy, and it was due to like friendly fire or something. So this is kind of ridiculous. And his archers are going to be running pretty low in ammo here. Finishing off with, oh nope, gonna get another volley off. Is he gonna get any more kills here? Finish on, I think this is his last volley though. Yeah, I think these guys are pulling out his daggers. Yeah, 190 kills, and these guys are gonna be using up the rest of their ammo here pretty soonly, as well. But a unit of Sacred Band was able to sneak around. We were actually finally able to get some units through this gap here, and they were able to sneak around, and they're going to start to clean up these Gallic hunters. And yeah, this is going to be the closing phases of this battle, and we might as well just go 1x2 speed here. Watch as the final stand of the defenders slowly starts to crumble. So yeah, that was a really good battle, and like I said, it was very much to the action. Wasn't a whole lot of delaying, and I mean there was a minor skirmishing phase right here, but there wasn't really a whole lot of just sitting back. It was very much like in your face, and yeah, I think it was overall a pretty good attack, and defenders they did really good as well. So yeah, definitely some good teamwork here, and yeah, just final stand of the Oathsworn. Oathsworn, they were being ridiculous though. Let's actually take a look at the kills on some of these units. 316 on these guys climbing, 175 on these guys and climbing, 232, and they still have half their unit left. Ugh, Oathsworn are a disgusting unit. A very disgusting unit. Going against them, especially as like a Hellenic faction, is just, it's tough to go against Oathsworn as Hellenics. Because the only real counter to Oathsworn is pikes or like Royal Peltis, which Royal Peltis I think most of the time will lose to Oathsworn on most general occasions. Yeah, we'll go to normal speed here. Nope, that's fast forward. That's not normal speed. Okay, yep, and yeah, now it's just left to the Arverni general. He's gonna come in clutch here and just win this whole battle for them. That'd be cool, but it's not gonna happen. Sorry to ruin his fairy tale, but that is gonna end this battle and just wrap it up. So yeah, just a crazy good battle, and yeah, I really enjoyed this. It wasn't necessarily close, but it was just a really fun battle, and just to see the how people play and stuff, and I always enjoy that. So yeah, let's look at the battle results here. Very good kills all across the board. Just great teamwork. Even though I got the most kills, it doesn't mean that I necessarily did the best. Everybody played their part there, and yes, it's just really phenomenal stuff going there. We'll get into Chatty's army, see what units did the work for him. His archers all getting over 100 kills. These Peltists even getting 141, so really good stuff. Noble fighters, of course, doing really great, and his Libyan infantry in general did really well. So it's good to see that. My army, my general got 400 kills. My bowmen did alright. They could have done better. And some of my Oathsworn did mediocre as well, but some of them doing really well. And same with my sword followers. Some of them doing good, but others not so much. Going into Charmander's army. Let's see here. His archer's doing really good. His Royal Peltist obviously doing really well as well. One getting 334, and a unit of Silver Shield getting 345. The other one getting 150. But yeah, really good kills across the board. Historic Swords and Third Spears weren't able to do as much, but it's really his high tier units that really took the battle for him. Eric's army, he commanded Epirus. I mean, he got good kills on his Sam Knights, some good kills on his Italian swords, and his Royal Pelletus did well. His archers okay. His Sally outs just did not go well for him, and I think that's where they kind of struggled. Arverni, same thing. His Sally out did not go well, but some of his units just getting stupid amount of kills. 352, 240, 214, 360, 221, and still had half the unit. So yeah, some really good work there with that Oathsworn. He definitely did the Oathsworn magic there. And getting into Glacia, he just had good kills all across the board with his Glacian Legionaries and his archers. Really good performance there. And I think his best unit did 157, no 167. So yeah, good job there from Glacia. All right, guys. Well, I hope you liked this battle. If you did, make sure to leave a like down below, and please make sure to subscribe. And if you want to see any future content and like any suggestions, make sure to leave them down in the comment sections below. But yeah, thank you guys for joining the battle today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.